The biggest mistake that you can make when it comes to real estate is thinking that if you're broke or you don't have any money or you're poor or you're stuck, then real estate is not for you. And this often comes from hearing words like real estate is only for the rich. But the reality is real estate is for everyone, not just for the rich. The society made you believe that it's only for the rich or it requires a lot of money upfront to get started so that you can ignore it and get a normal job, let's say a 9 to 5, and then be a slave for the rest of your life. So today I'm going to give you 8 proven ways to build wealth with real estate step by step, even if you are starting from scratch with zero experience. These are the ways that I've personally been using to make huge profits in real estate for the past 7 years, and they have changed my life, and I believe that they are going to change your life as well. Based on statistics, real estate is the top and the greatest way to build wealth in history. And the good thing is you don't have to be rich to get started. You just need the right strategies, which I'm going to give you today. So grab a pen and a piece of paper and stick all the way to the end of this video, because at the end I'll give you a single most powerful way or strategy in real estate that almost no one talks about. It's exactly how the wealthiest people in the world use real estate to stay rich forever and for generations. With that being said, please like this video, subscribe, and comment down below, because I'll be releasing this kind of videos every Wednesday. The first way to build wealth with real estate is to buy a house, even if you cannot afford one. I know some people will rush down in the comments and be like,
how can I buy a house if I can't afford a house?
Here is how. This is the first move that separates the wealthy from the broke. You don't have to be rich to own a home. You just have to think like an investor. You have probably heard about house hacking before, right? If you haven't heard about it, then house hacking is when you buy a house, you live on the other part of it, and then you rent out the rest of the house. The rent that you'll be collecting will be used to pay your mortgage. That means that you'll be living for free while your house appreciates in value over time. There's a guy I know that was completely broke and he was just coming out of college. He bought a duplex on loan, lived in one unit, and then rented out the other unit. Used the rent from the other unit to pay for his mortgage. In this way, you can even get some cash as passive income if the rent that you're receiving is higher than the mortgage that you have to pay to the bank. So this guy went from paying rent to owning a property that paid him passive cash flow every single month. Fast forward, after 5 years of doing that, he sold the house, the duplex that he bought previously, and then he reinvested the profits into more real estate. For him, generational wealth started by taking the first step of buying a house. I would say that was a very smart move for him. And before you start complaining like,
but Musa, where can I get a mortgage? I cannot even afford to pay the down payment. Or isn't that already expensive?
Okay, I got you. So if this method is not for you, then stay all the way to the end, because I'll show you how you can maneuver this with zero cash so that you don't have to wait until your dad dies. So the second way is what I like to call the Airbnb money machine. And the good thing is most people still don't know about this, especially here in Tanzania. You can literally turn a rental into a money printing business. I mean, what if I told you that a single room can make you about $500 to $1,000 every single month? That's if you already have a home with an extra room. If you don't, then this is not for you right now. If you do have, then short-term rentals will be a gold mine for you, because platforms like Airbnb or Booking.com will let you rent your house either nightly or monthly. I mean, just short term, and the profits are insane. All you have to do is go to Airbnb.com or Booking.com and then create a listing, post the room that you're going to rent it out. You'll be surprised. A lot of people are interested in booking that room, and most people are willing to share the house with you as long as you list that room as a room in a shared apartment. It's completely legal and it's allowed by Airbnb. You'll be surprised on how many people will book your room and how much money you're going to make just by listing the room. You just have to make that first move. After all, you can just try it out. You never know. And there are not so many people doing this currently. So this makes it a very good opportunity because there is less competition. So you can easily make money out of this method. Back in the days, I used to do this myself. And at times I made around $7,000 per year from just one room. That's more than what people make on their normal jobs, let's say 9 to 5. Now imagine if you do that with an entire property, let's say with 10 rooms, you'll make a lot of money through this way. The third way is called rent to rent, and this is where you own nothing but you control everything. You don't even need to own real estate to make money out of this strategy. There's a loophole in real estate whereby you can use other people's properties to make money, and it is 100% legit because I still use this way until today myself to make money in real estate. How rent to rent works is you have to go to a landlord and rent his property at a fixed rate, furnish it if it's not furnished, and then rent it out to other people, either short term or long term, so that you can get higher profit margins. So in that way, you'll have no mortgage, no down payment, no ownership, just pure cash flow every single month. Using this way, you can make the same money as the landlord or even more than the landlord, while you have just invested a fraction of money compared to what the landlord has invested in that property. For example, here in Dar es Salaam, right, you can rent out a property for 1 million T shillings or $400 per month, right? All you have to do is just furnish the property and then create an account on Airbnb or booking.com and then list that property for $1,000, which is around 2.5 million T shillings, and then pocket in that difference, which is around 1.5 million because you rented the house for 1 million, remember? Or another way is, let's say you charge per night, which is $65 per night, right? So in that way, you only need 15 days in a month to rent it out so that you can make $1,000 per month. Even if you don't rent out the other 15 days, let's say you don't get any customer, right? You'll still be in profit. The owner of the house probably invested a lot of money, let's say more than 100 million T shillings for a 2-bedroom house, but all you had to do is rent it out, furnish it, and then there you are. You're making 1.5 million, which is more than what the landlord makes, which is, let's say, 1 million T shillings that you paid as rent. Before you come to me and be like,
"But Musa, how can the owner rent me his house and then allow me to rent it out to other people?"
Listen, there are a lot of landlords out there who are willing to do that as long as you have the right convincing power and the right offer that you give it to them. No one denies a good offer. There is a lot to learn from this strategy. So if you are willing and you want to learn it from me for free, just reach out to me on my Instagram. I'll put the link down in the description below. I'll teach you everything you need to know, from finding properties, setting up the prices, furnishing. I'll show you where you can get like cheap furnitures which are in very, very good conditions and they will be appearing for your Airbnb or short-term rental. I'll teach you how to set up contracts, how to manage your taxes. I'll teach you how to market your properties. All of this for free. Just reach out to me on my Instagram. The fourth way is by flipping houses. And this is the fastest way to make big money in real estate if you have a little bit of capital. You can literally turn 50 million into 100 million in as less as 3 months. I've done this before. A lot of people are doing it right now, but you need to have some money to invest in because this is not for the brokies. You may ask me, how can you make money through this method? It's easy. You just buy some ugly houses or distressed houses or houses that needs renovation and then fix them up to add value to them and then sell them at a profit. Is it simple? Yes, but only if you know what you're doing. I will repeat. What you do is you buy houses that you think they are undervalued and then renovate them strategically so that you can add value to them, and then lastly you will sell them for a profit. So the key here is buying low and then selling at a higher price. For example, I once bought a rundown house for 50 million and then I had to renovate it and I spent 20 million on the renovations just to add value to it, and later I sold it for 100 million. That was about 3 months later after I bought it, and that was an easy 30 million for me that was made in just 90 days. The fifth way you can build wealth with real estate is by buying real estate in emerging markets. In this way, you have to predict the next hotspots before everyone else. If you want to buy cheap and sell high, then you need to know how to spot places before they explode in value. And it's very easy. You can do this by looking at places with booming populations or government investments or new job opportunities that have been announced in certain areas, and then you go and buy land or properties in those areas. After you buy, then you can hold them for a certain period of time. It might be some months, it might be some years. Then after that, you can sell them later at a profit because their value will appreciate over time. As you know, real estate or land is limited and the population always increase. That's a very simple economic term. As the demand of something increases and the supply is fixed, then the price will obviously increase in the long run. I'll give you an example. Here in Tanzania, a few years ago, we had a president called John Pombe Magufuli, may he rest in peace, and he announced that the government will be moving to Dodoma. Just after that announcement, a lot of people who are smart investors, they rushed to Dodoma. They bought land there, they bought houses there, they bought a lot of properties, they invested, they started businesses there because they knew after the government moves there, everything will go high in price because people will move there as well with the government. Infrastructures will be developed. You can see right now the SGR has been built just because after the announcement that the government will move there, the president announced the project of the SGR, and right now people can move from that to Dodoma seamlessly, easily and fast. Let's say in just 3.5 hours you will be in Dodoma. It used to take 6 hours back in the day. So with those few developments in infrastructure and the increase in population, you can see right now the value of real estate in Dodoma has almost doubled. If you spotted it back in the day and let's say you bought a piece of land right now, you'd have made around double of the money that you invested. The sixth way to build wealth in real estate is by investing in multifamily properties. Because why would you buy one house if you can buy 10 houses at once? If you buy a multifamily property, that equals to more houses, which equals to more tenants, which equals to more rent, which equals to more income in your pocket. Multifamily always beats single family homes because with one property you can get multiple units that you can rent out. If one tenant decides to leave, you can still have other tenants that will be paying you rent. For example, back in the day, a friend of mine bought a 4-unit apartment. He lived in one unit, then the other 3 units he decided to rent them out to other people. Then he used the rent that people were paying him to pay the mortgage that he had in the bank, and then he kept the difference as his own cash flow because the rent that people were paying him exceeded the mortgage that he had to pay the bank. And right now he owns a cash flowing property that puts money into his pocket every single month for the rest of his life. Way number 7 is by leveraging partnerships and relationships that you already have. You don't need to have so much money if you have right people around you. After all, people who are wealthy, they never use their own money to invest. They use other people's money through banks or through friendships or through partnerships that they have with other people. How this works is easy. All you have to do is find the right deal, and then the other person will bring money to invest in that deal. Your job will just be finding the right property deals. You get the deal done. After that, you split the profits and then repeat the process over and over and over again. As simple as that. If you have watched until this point, then you are the real OG. So please like and subscribe, because every single Wednesday I'll be dropping this kind of videos which are short and straight to the point. And let me know down in the comment section below if there's anything that you haven't understood, because I'll do my level best to reply to all the comments that will be in this video. The eighth and the final way is actually the secret of the ultra wealthy in this world. I like calling this way legacy real estate. This is how the rich stay rich forever using real estate. The rich never sell their properties, they pass them down to their kids. This is because real wealth is built over generations. So buy properties, keep them, and let your future generation collect wealth and then reinvest it, and keep doing that process over and over and over again. You can as well create a trust and then transfer all the properties that you have into that trust, so that in the future no one can be able to sell them. Not your dumb kids or not your greedy relatives. No one will be able to sell it. A lot of Arabs and Indian wealthy families have been doing this for years while Tanzanians are still sleeping, and that's why most of them stay wealthy for generations and generations. And finally, here the bonus that I promised you, and this is exactly how you can make money with real estate without using any of your money, or without renting, or without building a house, or without having to buy anything. It's called being a broker or being a middleman. Just as the word itself, you are a middleman, so you are in the middle. A lot of people use this strategy and they make a lot of money, anywhere from millions to billions of money. Your job here is simple. You just have to connect the buyers and sellers, or you have to connect people who are looking for houses to rent and the people who want to rent their houses. And then you, as a middleman, you'll be paid the commission. In that way, you don't have to own a house, you don't have to buy a house, you don't have to rent a house, you don't have to furnish anything. You just be a middleman and get your commission. So guys, there you are, there you have it. Those are the 8 powerful ways to build wealth with real estate, even if you are just starting out. Let me know which point was the hardest, or which point did you like the most. Drop a comment down in the comment section below. And if you found this video helpful for you, then smash that like button for me, just as if it owes you money. And then subscribe if you like this kind of value that I'll be offering, so that I know how many people like this kind of value. And always remember, real estate is not only for the rich, it's for the ready. And the question is, are you ready? After listening to this, you need to take action. So go out there, make some moves, get those real estate deals, and maybe one day your real estate will be able to pay for your vacations, or at least a cup of coffee. It's been your boy Musa Barbers, and you're watching MOLD. Cheers.